Right, so here we go then.
Okay.
Right, I can see a man coming into your life.
Thank God for that.
But I don't like the way, if you look at his face, he's looking away from you.
Okay.
He's offering you money and security, but I don't trust him.
Okay.
Because he's, how to put it, he's into materialistic things. He's into being looked upon as not well known, but well, I don't know, with his house and his property and his car and all that, but he's very cold. Because the other thing is I'm drawn to is the horse's ears.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know, but horse's ears backwards means anger. If they're forwards, that means happy, but the ears there. So be careful of this man, because he is just into materialistic things and he won't make you happy. Now, if you're okay as this being a business relationship and not having any love, then it will work. Because of you being very businesslike and very organised, but he will give you security in wealth or money, but he won't give you security in love.
Then he's not my man, is he?
Well, I don't know. That's up to you. That is what I've got here. Also, I've got he's very stubborn. He's a protector. So he's very good at protecting people, looking after people, but he's not very soft. He's very like soldier-like. He's very rigid. He's very like black and white. This is this, that's that. There's no grey areas. He's very, what's the word? Not dogmatic, opinionated.
Yeah.
Very like opinionated. Yeah.
I've already got that. So all it is this is not the man for me.
No.
But he is my ex, and he has contacted me and asked me whether I've sorted my bits to do with my pension, and I haven't said done what he'd asked. And his on practical level, he said, well, I'll help you and all that. So I'm totally understanding, because that's not the kind of man I would go for anyway.
And the thing is, this man, if he does you a favor, if it is your ex, I don't know, I'm not that, I can't give you names, but if he does you a favor, he will expect something in return, because he's business-like. He doesn't do it because of love. He doesn't do it because he wants to do it necessarily. So because he's business-like, in a business, if you do something, you want something in return.
Yeah, well, he can go on hoping, but he won't.
Yeah, I can see that.
Totally with it.
Right, okay. I can see also that it's something to do with over the water, that it's got a connection over the water. So it's not to do with England, it's somewhere else, because it's over the water. Because can you notice the water and he's the other side?
Yeah.
And he's got no intention of making his foundation, his home here in England. He will flit in and out, but he is not reliable, because his loyalty, that's the good word to use, his loyalty is over the water, not here. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah.
Do you understand that? Yeah. Right. Okay, then.
Okay, let's go to the next card. Because it doesn't interest me and I know how to handle this one.
No, yeah, that's fine. But it's done as a warning, and all these you'll find will then go in together and what have you.
Yeah.
We won't know that until the end. And I don't know anything about your personal life. I didn't even know. I didn't even know that you used to be married. You know, so I mean, yeah. Right, here we go. Now, this is a magician. This says that you have got so many skills, so many talents, so many gifts, but you don't use them. In the nicest possible way, you're a bit airy-fairy.
Yeah.
You sometimes are up in the clouds, like, I want to do this, I want to do the other, I'm going to be organised, I'm going to, oh, that's a good idea, but do you actually do it? No. Because I've got that you airy-fairy look in the air, can you see? But at the bottom, you've got all your talents on the table, but you're not picking them up. You're not doing anything. You're all, what's the word? If it was a man, you say he was all mouth and no trousers. In other words, you're talking about doing it, but you don't actually do it.
Okay.
So you're not a very good organizer. You're brilliant at coming up ideas. You're very creative. You're very good at thinking, but you don't actually put it into plan. You don't actually put it into practice.
Okay.
And you have got a lot of talents. I already know that you're spiritual. I already know that you do some healing and all that. But I've got here, it's infinity, like keeps going round in your head, round and round and round in your head. So can you see infinity there?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you need to then calm down a bit, relax, not be so what's the word, on a mission. We've got to do this, do the other, and not actually do it. Just sit, relax, collect yourself, and then decide what do you actually want to do. Now, I can see red and white here with the flowers in the corner. Don't you can see them?
Yes, I can.
And red and white, and also they're lilies. Red and white is to do with death. Now,
Okay.
death doesn't mean death of a person.
No.
This means you have to let go of something. You've got to let it die, let go of something. This could be something practical. It could be something to do with your work. I don't know what you do, but it's something you've got to let something die for something then to be reborn. And the other thing I'm drawn to is fire here in this corner. Don't you can see it in that corner? And that is about burning something. Literally, it is about cleansing, getting rid of something that's dead, but then to burn it, stop it and get it rid of completely and forget about it. So I don't know if this is something you keep trying to dip in and out of, that you keep thinking, oh, I don't know, I can't think of something, but you keep thinking, I'm really good at meditation, but you're not. But I'm trying meditation again. No, I'm not really getting it. That's trying meditation like that. I don't know. It's something like that. You're struggling to do it. Let it be. Let it die. Forget it. And then concentrate on something else that is your skill. I feel it is something spiritual. Because some people are a natural born healer, or some people are natural born clairvoyant, aren't they? The one or the other. And it may be that you're forcing it. I don't know if you're doing loads of work at home, going loads of courses, whatever, I don't know, that you're forcing it, but just allow it to happen naturally. So I don't know what that is. Not actually, come on, if I'm that good, I'll get the lottery numbers. But I just know that's something you need to put to rest. You need to put to bed and then concentrate on what you love and what you're passionate about. So what you love and what you're passionate. This, by the way, I think also is to do with something practical, to do with work. But it's got a spiritual aspect or a spiritual outlook.
Okay.
So I don't know, and I don't know if you work, I don't need to know, but I mean, but I've got here that you've got the sword, and for some reason you won't pick the sword up and challenge other people. And with you being normally very assertive, very, open, because you've always been open to me. And if you want to say something, you say it. But there's some sort of challenge that you won't pick the sword up. And you've got to pick the sword up and challenge the person, but you won't. Now, I don't know if that is a family member or if it's somebody close to you, because next to the sword is some little white flowers. Oh, excuse me. Some little white, flowers. I don't know if you can see them. So that to me means almost innocence or truth or somebody close to you. Now, picking up the sword doesn't mean to say you're going into battle. It might mean that you have to state your point of view, not necessarily in an aggressive way, but you don't want to upset the apple cart. You don't want to then feel you're treading on eggshells, but you've got to be open and honest and say something. So I feel picking up the sword is about challenging a family member or a close friend.
I'm actually known to pick up the sword and address the issues, and people around me get very uncomfortable. Family doesn't really like to confront me because they know I'll speak my truth and I will say it how it is.
Well,
So I'm
Well,
not really sure.
I don't know. Well, the thing is, you've got the recording, and then this would jog a memory. But this is what I've got. There's some sort of unfinished business.
All right.
It might even be your ex. I don't know, because it's a family member.
Yeah, even with him, I don't really mess. I don't let him mess around with me. I don't communicate with him much. I have lately only because he hasn't been well, and that was the only reason. I don't really.
But there's something that you're not picking the sword up and confronting. So I don't know what that is. I don't know. I've just got got that there.
Okay, good to know.
Now there is a gentleman coming in to you. But this man has got history, which, okay, in the nicest possible way, Kulwant, at our age, if he was going to meet a man, he's got history. But if you notice, he's got the white flowers here to give to you that is truth and his honesty and purity. But he's also got 2 white flowers or 2 bunches behind him. So that means, again, he's over the water. But he wants to come to you. He wants to be your partner. I can't necessarily say a husband or something at this point in time, because he's waiting for the ship to come in. Can you see the ship? So when they're saying for the wait to the ship to come in, to take him to the water, to come to you, but he's going to feel divided because he's leaving 2 loved ones behind. Now, I don't know if that's 2 parents, if it's 2 children. It's like he wants to come across the water to you. He wants to meet you. I feel he hasn't met you yet. He's going to be very genuine, very honest, and say to Kulwant, this is what I want. I want to be with you, but, and there is a big but, I'm leaving 2 people behind. And it might even be, I've just seen it. There might even be, if you can see the little tiny, so he's got his boat. Can you see the little sailing boats? It might mean that you've got to compromise and you've got to come over the water to him. Because he's got his 2, you've got his 2 there. You've got to come over the water to him. And it might mean you've got to make a decision about leaving your home, leaving England and going to him. Now, I'm not on about the next few weeks. I'm not next few months. It's not as if you just meet somebody and right, let's pack bags.
No.
But it's because this man is very genuine, very sincere and honest. He's quite a mature person, but I feel he might be a little bit younger than you or the same age. So he's not an old person, but he's old in mind. So he's mature in mind, he's sensible, and he's very grounded, which is what you need. So you need somebody to ground you, somebody that's fairly sensible, mature, but he's not old and fuddy-duddy. So he's young in, what's the word, physically, if you like, but in a person, but he's old in his head. But he has got, what's the word, responsibilities behind. So he's got at least two, well, I can see 2 responsibilities behind. So I don't know what those responsibilities are. And I don't know when this is. I feel this could be late summer that you might meet him.
Okay.
So late summer to me is sort of like August, September. Yeah.
No idea what that is about, but.
Well, no, well, we don't know, and like loads of times I've done this, it doesn't mean anything, but then it means something after.
Yeah.
And I feel you haven't even met him yet. So I don't feel he's in your life now. You haven't even met him.
No.
Because he's over the water. Now, have you got, I know this is an open question, have you got a teenage, a woman, or a young girl in your life, or a 20-year-old or something like that, that's always thinking about money? Everything's money, money, money. Because this particular girl is low on confidence and feels she has to have money around her.
Not a 20-year-old. I have a 30-year-old. Don't know whether.
Might be, I don't know, but she's quite young and a little bit naive and a bit innocent.
No, not really.
No, okay.
No.
Well, this person is just thinking of money, and she uses the money on the outside as a defence as a shield, if you like, with the money to hide that she hasn't got a lot of confidence. So she might like to spend it on clothes, on jewelry, having her nails done and all that, because she hasn't herself got a lot of confidence. And I feel that she's in a predicament, that she's in a doorway. Does she go back to where she is, or does she go forward into something new? And this is something I feel that you need to take her hand and help her either to walk through the doorway into something brand new, or to step back and then realise what she's got in her life, what she has, and don't keep seeking or searching for new or for more, because this person, you know, hasn't got a lot of confidence, shields it, as I say, with buying things, clothes, whatever. So they think by going into something new, it's going to be better, but you'll be worried about if it's going into something new, it might be worse. And you have got a connection with this particular lady, you know, this young girl, you know, and if you say it's 30-year-old, I don't know. Has she got a cat? I know it's an open question. Or is that a bird?
No.
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 I can't see if it's a cat or a bird at the top there, look.
Yeah. No, I don't know anybody of that.
Okay, that's fine. We'll move on then. That one there. Right, this is about you being very protective of yourself and not trusting people. Because the pentagram is where you put a shield up and don't trust people. This has got a lot of gold around it, which you do in a nice way, not in a horrible way. You don't think, you're not rude, you're not sort of all go away, you're not rude, you're nice in the sense that you keep your privacy to yourself. You
Yes.
don't open up to other people, but you're not doing it in a, you know, some people, they're very rude and they're very like, I'm not telling you anything, or no, like, you don't do it in that way. You do it in a private way that you are very well, private, you're not secretive. Because if somebody asked you a question, you would tell them the answer, but maybe you wouldn't tell them all. And I feel this is a good thing, but I also feel sometimes this can bring in loneliness, because with the shield, it's good for you to hide behind, you feel happy, but sometimes it can make you lonely. And I feel with this, it's about trusting and looking at people's eyes and knowing if you can trust them or not, and you can let your guard down. Now, this, by the way, I feel is family members, men and women, that is everybody. You know, and even with somebody close to you, you still will hold back and not actually tell them how you really feel. I know you said that you're very open and you're very, you know, what's the word, opinionated or something like that. But this is telling to me that you've got a vulnerability, that you're very soft inside and you're very gentle and loving, but sometimes you're a little bit nervous, or not say scared, a bit nervous of showing that love in case that love then is thrown back at you. Does this resonate with you?
Not quite sure. Because people I open up with, you know, fully. I thought that I don't hold back to the people I open up to. Of course, I don't open up to everybody. And I thought I open up much more than other people. People around me seem a bit closed, but I don't hide anything. I got nothing to hide.
Okay. Well, no, not necessarily hiding, but I'm on about your emotions, and that is what I feel. Because it's like with trust. Yeah, with your trusting. And that's what, you know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
You know, but you just have to be more aware, you know, of you then allowing other people in. And the weird thing is come up again here, showing your beauty and your sensitivity, and about being more female and going more intuition. And that's about being spring-like. And spring is where you bring in new baby. I'm not about you having a baby. Bring in new babies. You have new what's called birds, lambs, new flowers. Everything is about opening up. And this is about you opening up your heart, because there's a lot of green. But can you see the white deer? And the white deer is about femininity. because the deer, well, the stag is the king of the forest, and the white deer, she's about the feminine. And this is about you becoming more feminine and opening up your feminine side and becoming more girly and more soft and less like organizing, less rigid, having fun, and like with this here, going out into the, with bare feet, going out into the, not wilderness, I didn't say wilderness, but going outside and being free, because it's like you're in control. And I feel with this card, it's about you don't need to be in control all the time. You don't need to delegate. You don't need to be organised. You can be free to be who you want to be. But it's almost like do things in the spur of the moment, not necessarily something you've organised. Do something spontaneous.
See, I do that all the time. I'm the very person to go out there bare feet. I'm the very person, I am very impulsive. I kind of will think of something and I'll just go and do it. And people around me kind of look around and think, oh, how do you do that? So I'm not really sure.
Well, I'm feeling that you need to be more feminine. That's what I'm getting with the white deer.
Okay, think something.
Yeah, maybe you have to wear, not have to, but wear more dresses. I don't know if you do wear dresses or,
I do in summer.
Yeah, summer, and, be more feminine and more flowy, and rather than wearing jeans and sweatshirts or something. I don't know. It's just, that's what I've got there, and to do with the spring and the white, deer, and it's like doing something to do with fun.
Okay.
Right, but this is about you personally, not thinking that you've got to entertain other people. This is about you on your own. This is about not feeling, because with your energy, because you've got lovely energy, you'll be in a group of people feeling you've got to joke around, you've got to lift their spirits because they're down. But this is about you personally. About you being more feminine for you, not feeling that you've got to then help all your friends if you're in a group to do something spontaneous and joking if you like to bring them up, because you're doing that for them, not for you. I feel with this white deer is to do with you, to do with yourself. Yeah. Right, this is about a man coming in that's going to charge in and say that you owe him something, because he's got all his armour on. And it's about being prepared that he's going to charge in and say, and he's going to be almost like angry, and he's going to almost like want to attack you. Now, I'm not saying it's your ex. I don't know who it is, but it's somebody that's going to challenge you. And it might be to do with work. It could be a manager that's coming in that's going to then challenge you. That's what the word is, a challenge you, rather than, it's not going to stab you in the back or anything like that. But it's about you having
now as such for anybody. I'm retired now. So I don't really have many men in my life. The ones I do, they're very soft and gentle.
Right, well, and I'll just pick the next one up. I'll show the two together. This is a man in his armour that he feels he's got the throne and that he is in control of you.
No man is in control of me. I'm very independent, Linda. No man controls me. I mean,
Well, when I'm in control, it's like you owe him.
I don't owe anybody anything, and I'm very free.
No, and I'm not knowing the cards be wrong.
No, I'm not saying they're wrong.
No, but I'm just saying that this is a warning. Let me just pick the next one up with this. Okay. Yeah, and look at the third one, like a devil. Like, I've got you.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've got those two that's coming in, and them two that are coming in, and then you've got that one that say, and look at those body language with his legs open and say, ha ha, just be aware. And I know that you're independent because you are very strong personality and you look after yourself. I know that, but there's something you need to be aware of. There's something going on that something's going to, a man, definitely a man, definitely. And I don't like his energy. I certainly don't like his energy in that one, because that's almost like devil-like with all the red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it's up to you. And I say okay, but it might be your ex. I don't know. If your ex feels that you then have too much money to do with the house that was sold, I don't know. If you had too much money from the bank accounts when it was settled, you have his car, I don't know. There's some sort of unfinished business that he's going to then try and throw it back at you. And even if it was 10, 15 years ago, there's just something, and that is what I've got. And I don't like him. And I don't like his energy. And this is a warning.
Yeah, I don't like his energy either.
No, and that second one where he's on the throne, he looks like he's got some money in his hand.
Okay.
Just look behind. Just look behind your shoulder. Just be aware of who you've got behind you. This is a negative man. This is a spiritual man that's turned dark.
Yeah.
So this is not going to be some of the nice men that you've got in your life now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a nice man that maybe you've tried to help, you've tried to heal, you've tried to then repair him, if you like, but he's still a dark man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and this is really strong. I've got this here.
Yeah.
Right, my lovely. In about March or April, we're in March now, aren't we? Okay,
Yeah.
we're coming in really soon. You're going to have more opportunities coming in, and more, what's the word? Not adventures. I don't know, something like belly dancing or painting or going to night school or doing, more interests coming in. And some of them are going to be really enjoyable in the sense that you're going to have some fun with them. But I've got a couple of them could be serious. So I don't know. One of them, if you join night school and you're doing maths, I don't know. If you're learning a language or something like that. But it's exciting. But I feel also about you going to retreat or going somewhere where you are not on your own, you're going with a couple of others or something, and it's like you're going to somewhere where you're doing meditation and doing spiritual stuff, and it's like a mini holiday, because I feel it's by the sea, and it's somewhere where you're going to get these opportunities that are going to be shown to you. You think, oh, that's another good idea, but it's like by the sea. Now, I can't say it's in a hot country, but it's fairly warmish, but not hot. So it's not a hot country. So it might be somewhere in England. That could be a lake rather than the sea. So, I mean, it could be somewhere like Derby or Scotland, or, Scotland's a bit cool, isn't it? But, it's somewhere by water. It's a retreat that you're going to get more ideas from, but you won't be going on your own.
Okay.
I don't feel it's one other person. I feel it's at least two other people that you're going like to a spiritual treat, that you're going to get ideas. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, with this here is about you trying to do a juggling act.
Okay.
That you're trying to do too much, and you need to find time where you can relax more and not keep like planning and organising and jiggling. You're trying to do a juggling act, and you can't please everybody all the time. You can't do things and as an expert if you're trying to do too much. It's like concentrate on one thing. Because with this one, I feel that you're not very good at asking for help, and you're not very good at delegating. So because you've said you're independent, which is quite, so maybe then you feel that you can do everything yourself, but you're not going to ask for help. I can do it. There's going to be a way I can do it. I don't need to ask for help. But it's like you don't need to do the juggling act. You can ask people to come in and help you. Because, often people want to help you. They've asked you and you said, no, it's all right, I can do it, no problem. But it's about you sort of like not juggling. I feel also with this that you have problems sleeping, that you've been having some weird dreams, and you've been getting loads of messages, because see there's a lot of fog and that above your head. And it might be an idea to then keep a dream journal because are you getting loads of spiritual messages and that coming through?
Okay.
You know, what you get in your dreams, and especially when you get woken up in the early hours, like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock or something, and then you've got a couple of hours sleep before you then wake up again. So then if you then, because you're not going to a deep sleep, if you then can remember and then quickly just write down a couple of jots, because you are being given a lot of spiritual messages. And I feel as well with this one, it's that you're opening up more clairvoyantly, more as a medium. You'll get more intuitive thoughts, but sometimes you dismiss them because you're quite logical. But it's about you now. Oh, that might be to do with your feminine as well. Yeah, that's true. It might be because you're very logical and masculine, because masculine energy is where you're logical, like a computer. Feminine energy, that's to do with very intuitive, to go with what you feel, not what you think. Oh, it might be to do with that. Yeah, because this, I feel that you're opening up more as a medium, and becoming more clairvoyant and getting more messages. But I also feel that there's a bit of confusion because you are then dismissing it as logic. Oh, that can't be it because that's logical. But try, if you can, to open up your female mind so you get more intuitive thoughts. Yeah, because if you look at that, that's like there's some confusion and you're trying to juggle things. Yeah.
Okay.
But there's you and 2 girls, or 2 ladies, shall we say, that's going to have a celebration. And this celebration, I think, is round about September, October, probably September time, August, September, round about September thing. There's going to be a celebration with 3 of you. And the 2 women are more excited than you for some reason. So look, because you're in the middle, they're more excited and happy about it, because I can see that you're almost frowning.
Okay.
But there's a celebration. So I don't know what the celebration is, if it's a marriage proposed, not to you maybe, but to somebody else. But it's like it's in a garden of flowers. They can see all the flowers, but you're then frowning because you can see beyond the flowers. In other words, the problems that might be involved or the seriousness of it. But there is a celebration, but I can see that you're more serious. You're happy, but you're more serious. You've got your serious head on, thinking, oh, but careful. Yeah. And the other 2, they're just seeing all the pretty flowers. As I say, they're not seeing the, you know, the reality. That's in September. Yeah.
Interesting.
Excuse me. This one is with you sitting on your throne and people coming to you with their problem, sorry. You're the one on the throne. In other words, you're the one that people look up to. You're the one that people come and lean on. They see you as like the oracle. They see you the person that's always sorting out the problems. You're then being very honest. You're very good organizer. You're giving them a good sound advice. But I see here that often you get tired because people then expect too much and they're always coming to you, which is a great compliment. But on the other hand, if they keep coming to you, sometimes you're tired. And you've got some people that won't listen. They hear you, but they don't take on your advice, which then makes you feel more, not sad, but disappointed that they come to you for advice. You're given advice, but they go away and they don't follow it.
Okay.
Because I feel on this throne that sometimes you can be lonely because people keep coming up to you for advice and that. Sorry, coming to you for advice, but they're not taking sometimes it seriously.
Okay.
But the thing is, Kulwant, you're not going to change. If people come to you for advice, you're going to give advice anyway. But it's just be aware of some people that are being a bit selfish And I don't think it's men, women, I don't know, but being a bit selfish, and they're just coming to you to get your opinion, but they're not really going to act on it. And you already know they've got to act on it. And you think, well, why do I bother? But don't get disillusioned, because there are people out there, a lot of people out there, that do listen to your wisdom. And even though you say that you're very open and you talk about things, which you are, but you've got an inner wisdom that people will talk to you about, and they know, and you've got a lot of people that will listen to you, but just be aware of those that are selfish. Yeah. Now, there's going to be an argument coming up, not with you, but with other people. I feel it's to do with either a friendship clan or a family clan. In other words, it's a group that's of friends or a group of family. And if you're not careful, you're going to be drawn in, because you are, I don't know if you can see it there, you are the purple dragon on the outside, and you've got all the other dragons fighting amongst themselves. And if you're not careful, you're going to be drawn in and you're going to get hurt. So when there's an argument coming up, now when this is, I don't know, but there's going to be an argument, or not so much an argument, a conflict, or an altercation, I don't know, grumblings and all that sort of thing. Try as your best as to stand back and not say anything, because you're the purple dragon. You are, a very wise, very spiritual, and they need to sort it out between themselves, because this argument or this conflict needs to come about to clear the air. So there's some sort of undercurrents or some sort of disagreements that coming up that haven't been brought out, that haven't been talked openly about, but it needs to come out so they can have an argument to clear the air, because everybody needs to get the point of view. But don't do what you usually do, go in there and try and fix it, or go in there and try and, be the, what do you call it when you're in the middle? Not arbitrator, is it arbitrator? Where you're the peacemaker between the two, and what have you, or the judge or whatever, in the middle. Try and stand back and let them sort it out, and don't get involved. I know that's going to be very difficult, because you and I, we like to sort things out, but there is an argument coming back about that you need to stand back and, let it out.
Good to know.
With this here, this one is about cooking and about spices. Now, this, I can see that you've got a talent with spices, but also I feel you've got a talent with, what do you call them? Like when you make medicines and that out of herbs, and what do you call it? Not herbal. No, it's not so much. It's when you make like things for coughs and colds, or you get some stinging nettle tea and you drink that for, I don't know if you've got sinus. I don't know if you do, but it's, what do you call it?
Remedy. For the remedies.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I would have you don't have to, but this is showing me that you have got an ability, a natural ability to understand spices, to understand herbs, and maybe think about dabbling more with making remedies, and helping other people and helping yourself, because that there you can see all the little cups. And all the different fruits and all that sort of thing there. And you're actually tipping something in a cup here, look. You're making something. Because one of your ancestral lives, if you like, I feel that you was a witch. And by the way, witches are good people. Like I was a witch, you were a witch, are good people.
I was a witch, I know that.
And sadly, when you were a witch, you were ostracized, is that what you're called? Where people would come to you in fear if they needed a remedy and all that. But then I feel also that you died by fire.
Yeah,
because you've got the excuse me, because you've got the fireplace behind you. Yeah. And that is subconsciously made you a little bit nervous, if you like, for you to do remedies again, to open up your spirituality. And that, again, might be one of the things subconsciously you have trouble trusting people, if you think about it. Because witches do have a problem, even in this lifetime, trusting people, because in years gone by, we were, you know, feared, or we're then burnt at the stake or drowned or whatever, horrible things, you know, burnt and that, weren't we? But this is opening up your talent. And like I said earlier, with that one to do with the magician, with it going around in your head and that, you know, in fact, you've got the talents on the table. This is about opening up and being more experimental, if you like, in this lifetime, by you then rediscovering, and that's the word, rediscovering, what you used to know before, and you've got this ancient knowledge. Yeah. Oh, that'd be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's nice. I like that. Excuse me there. Right, you've got a heavenly opportunity coming up soon. And this, I feel, maybe around about June, July, because you've got the butterflies. So look out for butterflies. I don't know when you get butterflies. Is that July, August? I don't know. But look out for the butterflies, because you're going to get a heavenly message from heaven that's going to give you a new opportunity, because I can see like flowers on it, and it's like when it's flowers, it means it's going to grow. And I can see here that you're standing on a hill. It's on a hill with the village in the background down the bottom. I don't know if you can see, but it's about an opportunity coming out that you can then share with other people. So I don't know if this means, I don't know, you hold your own meditation classes, if you then spread the word about your herbs, if you then spread the word about spirituality. But it's about, there's an opportunity coming with the butterfly, with you on the hill, with you sharing it with the people. And it's like you, which I know you're not normally shy, but it's, don't be shy about your spirituality and your talent, but spread it to other people, because it's going to go to the village and it's going to go to the others. That's quite exciting.
Yeah.
Because if you think about all the things that you've done with me and Thomas and all that, I mean, you've got loads of talent. Come on, you could do that.
Yeah, I'm fully aware, and I kind of know where that one is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we've got there, is that there, look. You know, and I say, I don't know if you can see in the picture, but there's a village right down the bottom here. And you're on the hill. And that's shining gold. So it's being like shiny light. Spread your light, spread what you know to others, isn't it? Oh, you know, doing that there. This one is about, don't hide in the dark. Take the lid off. Can you see? Which is the crown.
Yeah,
take the lid off. Let the light shine out. So this is about you shining your light, and don't hide it. Take the lid off it and just say, whoa, you know, because you've already admitted that you're quite open talking to people. You have your opinion, you say things. But this is about not being shy or not being private or reserved about your spirituality. Take the lid off it. Do it, spread it. You know, and as we know, there's so many spiritual people out there.
Absolutely.
And you've got a talent, and I bet you could find it quite easy to stand up in front of a group of people and talk, couldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Not well, well, there you are. What's stopping you, girlie? Get out there. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, look at this one. Now, this is the butterfly, which would be you spreading out to all these different people, all your different talents.
Nice.
Yeah. And with the light here shining into the darkness, and it's about you then, you know, spreading what you know to everybody else. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Next one. Now, you might feel uncomfortable, but this is about your spiritual. Where's my camera gone? This is about your spirituality. Can you see it? Bringing your money in. So you can see that you're shining the light. You can see all the stars. There's you, and it's going to bring you money in. But by you helping other people, by you then shining your light and spreading your spirituality to others, you're then helping them, which is giving you job satisfaction. And also then you are helping others, which you feel you do something good, but they're going to repay you in respect by offering you money. And it's not a bit, because some people see money as dirty, but money is an energy. Excuse me. And if you wanted an expensive car, you're not going to pay £50 for an expensive, I don't know, BMW, Mercedes, something, because you'll say, well, what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Whereas if you spent, I don't know, 15,000, it's probably more than that now, isn't it? But, you know, you spend a lot of money, it makes you value it. So it's don't be shy. And it's, you know, about don't be embarrassed about accepting money. I mean, there's loads of things that, you know, you yourself are capable of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wow. And there's 7 stars, look.
Oh my gosh, 7 is my spiritual number.
Yeah. And 7 is to do with the 7 sisters, to do with the Pleiades, and about, you know, off-world and planets, and to do with the Egyptians and all that. Really good. Oh. Now you will find love. Now, when that will be, I don't know.
Oh, that I need to know more of. I do need to find love.
Well, this I feel on her is you've got the angels above you that's giving you the blessing, but I feel that you need to be more female, because this one, I can see she's got flowers in her hair. She's also got a long flowing dress. She's got like wings on her back. So she's not, you know, masculine, logical, analytical. And this man, I feel, has done a role reversal, that he's the man, he's the logical one, he's the one sorting the bills out, he's the one, what's sorting the bills out? What else do you do, man? I don't know. I wouldn't like to say mowing the lawn. That's a bit sexist, isn't it? But he's the one that's going to take the role reversal off you to help you be more feminine. That you then can lounge around doing your nails. I'm saying that because I don't want to do my nails. You can lounge around maybe doing a little bit of cooking, and he'll do a bit of cooking, and you can be the girl. But I feel this transformation has to take place with you yourself first, that you become more female. And like the other one, which I saw with the blossom and what have you, which you think of female, which to do intuition, which could be, but I feel you need to wear more dresses and show your boobs up, not you know, horribly so, not you know what I mean, and wear maybe, I don't know, jewelry or lipstick, or I mean, you wear lipstick anyway, just become more girly. But with this here, I feel that you have let your guard down, that you have become more not more open, what's the, oh, I know, more vulnerable. So you've become more vulnerable, that he then is your protector. Now that is really biggie, because at the moment you're independent, you look after yourself, you're not vulnerable. But for a man then to take on the role of you, in other words, your strength, your independence and all that, you know, is where you then have got a role reversal, where you become more vulnerable, that you need a man. Or, you know, because often I say to people, you know, it's when you want a man, he's healthy. But the problem is because with this one, I'm feeling if you are in so control, you're a really good organizer, you're a good planner, you're independent, that often will put men off. Because they don't want a mom, they don't want to marry the sister, you know, unless of course it's like the other one, I saw a business relationship, but I think that was your ex. But they want somebody who's a little bit vulnerable, they can look after. Now, how are you going to do that, Kulwant? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But that, I'm being honest, and that's what, you know, and if anybody else watches the video, I'm sure that they will agree with me, sorry, that it's like you need to become a little bit more vulnerable, a bit blonde, shall we say, a bit girly, Because if you're very, I don't know, women's lib, and I can say that because I used to be into women's lib and all that, men are scared of it and they'll run away. But if they think you're a bit vulnerable, they'll come closer. So that is definitely a good one. But if you look at that card, you're very feminine and you've got the angel's blessing over the top. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Now, this is like you worrying and being obsessed with worry at night time. Now, if you look at the girl's leg, that to me looks a bit sexual to me. And I'm not saying that you're having sexy dreams, but because your mind is overdrive with all the swords at night time, I think you're thinking too much about a man, about trying to manifest the man coming in. And I'm not saying that you're dreaming about a man, but maybe in your daydreaming, you're thinking, I want a man and all that. But I feel with this, if you then put it into practicality, like write down on a piece of paper your ideal man. Like you want somebody, you know, that can look after you. So in other words, you want somebody that's in a stable job. He's loves you unconditionally. He's reliable. Good at housework, maybe. I don't know. Good kisser, maybe. You know, spirituality. And write that down on a list. Don't hide it, but then put the list flat somewhere so it's up to the heaven. And every now and then get the list down and read it, but say, I now have the love of my life, who is, and say it as if you've got it here in the here and now.
Yeah.
Because you have got that man that's got the two, what's the word, responsibilities, haven't we? I don't know if it's his parents or two children. And he was a really nice man as well. But with men, if you're not careful, I'm feeling with this card and that as well, men may be drawn to you, Kulwant, because they think that you're an older sister or a mom and you can look after him or one of their mates. Whereas, you know, for you to attract the man of your dreams, you need to become a little bit more girly. Yeah? Well, it's up to you. I mean, that's what, you know, I got there. Oh, sorry, I flicked it over without looking at it. Ah, that's a nice one.
Oh, nice.
And this, when you see vulnerability about being naked and you're the star, and with the water, which is to do with the emotions, this is about you being honest, truthfully honest with yourself. Because let's be honest, you don't have to be truthful to everybody else because you'll know what's going on in your head and all that. But this is truthful to you. What do you want? So go down to your bare bones, strip off all your treasures or your, you know, not clothes necessarily, but go back to basics, go back to your vulnerability of being a woman naked. What do you want? Like, for instance, you want somebody to love you unconditionally. You want a home. You don't want a house. You want to be financially safe. You want to be happy. You want to have fun. You know, and put this and go back to basics and be truthfully honest about what you want, because this is the emotional card, I feel, and with the star, and it's about going back to your baby stage, if you like. You know, when you going back to be naked, it's like you're not afraid to open up to yourself, not other people, to yourself about what do you truly desire. And that's a good word to use. What do you truly desire? And to open up to it, yeah? Excuse me. No, that one doesn't resonate with me, that one. Let's try another one. No, that's for two young children. That doesn't resonate either. Right, try a third one. That's about being pregnant, so you're not going to be pregnant. Yeah. Right, I'll tell you what, the Kulwant, ask me a question, then we'll ask the cards.
Okay. I want to, I look after my mom at the moment. So, and she's 95. She hasn't got much time now. And after I stop looking after her, I want to emigrate to Thailand.
Ooh, right.
Yeah. I'm going in July. I mean, I go there every year, just sort of seeing how I feel about it. And I really love Thailand, and I would like to settle there.
Well, funny enough, this man that's got the 2 commitments behind him, he wants to go over the water, he's waiting for you to come. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, right. Okay, then let's have a look then. Let's split the cards.
Okay.
Right, there we are then. You've got a decision to make, which we already know. Take the blindfold off and decide you want to stay on the rocky surface, on the, what you call it, the ground, which is logical, or do you want to go with the emotion, which is then spiritual? So you've got a decision. Do you follow your heart or do you do logical? In other words, practicality. So you will have to make sure that you've got your money, you're sorted out, you've got somewhere to live and all that. So you're going to have to balance the two. That there. I feel also there is fairies around you, and it's about going back to your childhood, going back to you being more childlike, happy, and not necessarily be serious as an adult, because an adult we think about paying bills and mortgage and all that. But as a child, it's about following your heart and going to have fun. So in which case, if it was me, because you've got to take your blindfold off and make a decision, you've already made the decision that you're going to be the fairy, you're going to be the child, and you're going to go with what makes you happy, you know. And Thailand's a lovely place and very spiritual.
It is. And you know me, I mean, I do all that. I'm very, childlike, and I'm all for fun and doing fun things. So I'm kind of
I don't know though, Kulwant. I mean, when I know you, you are very, what's the word? You'd be a good manager, or you'll be a good teacher, or a good, you're very much in control. You're very, because to me, fairy-like is almost like you don't care, or you don't, you just do it, almost like you've had a drink. I don't know. Fairy-like sometimes he can be a bit irresponsible, whereas I don't see you irresponsible. So if you're a child, sometimes you act irresponsibly. Do you understand what I mean? So I can understand where you say doing fun, but you're doing fun in a controlled way. You're not doing fun as if you're absolutely sloshed and you've got your legs up in the air and you're being irresponsible, are you?
No, I suppose not.
So that's what I feel. Go on then, ask me another question.
I'm butting heads with my oldest son and his girlfriend. I've been very close to his girlfriend, like she's been the daughter I didn't have. And last 2 times I've seen her, she's been quite rude to me. I know she's going through her stuff, but we've been a mother and a daughter like since I've known her. And now she's suddenly kind of cut off from me. And she hasn't apologized for behaving the way she has. So I'm kind of, although I have let it go, it took me time to cut the cord with her, and I have, and I'm not in communication with her, but love is there. It's unconditional.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really sure what's going on there.
Do you think it's that one?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think it was that one then? No, that he was going to lead us through the door and what have you. Okay, let's pick another card then. Right, okay, I've got that one there.
All right, what does that mean?
Which I feel is her, that she feels like she's fish out of water. But if you notice, it's a mermaid. She's not a fish. She's not a human. She doesn't know who she is. I feel with her, with your son's girlfriend, I feel that she is feeling a bit threatened, a bit insecure. She doesn't know she's part of the family, not part of the family. It could be that your son won't commit to her won't be engaged to. I don't know, but there's something that she feels jealous and threatened with the relationship between you and your son, because she's like a fish out of water. In other words, she's not human, she's not a fish because she's a mermaid. So she feels like she doesn't belong. But when she's got your son on her own, and she's then made sure that you two don't see much of each other, except she feels safe because she's with the son. But when she's with you, she feels vulnerable, she feels jealous, and she doesn't feel complete. That's what I feel. So maybe something's happened, you know, that you can't think of, or something that she then feels that you're better than her, that your son loves you more than he loves her. Maybe when they've had an argument, he says, oh, my mom doesn't do that, or my mom would let me do that. I don't know. And the thing is, sometimes, Kulwant, we don't know, do we?
No.
And it might even be that you have to make friends with her, that you're friends and you love her, but you also then are aware to keep your guard up, maybe, because if ever any grandchildren come along, you know, I don't know, it's difficult. And unless your son's going to tell you what's the problem. Or could you ask your son, if you see your son on your own, and just say you love her and you're really fond of her, but you feel really sad that, you know, the relationship's broken down. Do you know what I've done, or what can I do to repair it?
Oh, he's fully aware. He's fully aware. In fact, throughout, they've been together for a long time. I have been more closer to her than my son. You know, I think me and her have shared some lifetime, and we've been very, very close. And like I said, you know, just because this has happened, I haven't stopped loving her any less. Because when you love, you love. It's as simple as that, really.
Yeah, yeah. But when you love somebody and they hurt you, it hurts quite deeply then, because you love them.
It did, and I couldn't really make out what, you know, and I knew I had to do something, so I kind of did the cord cutting. First, I thought I had to cut the cord with my son, and then I realized no, it's got nothing to do with him. It's more to do with her. So I did, and it took a while, a couple of weeks, but then I came to a place where I'm at peace with it. You know, I can't say I don't miss her. I do miss her, but there's this peace with it. Like you are, I'll be who I am. When you're ready, I'll always be ready to embrace you. And so I kind of let it go, really.
Yeah. I mean, it's difficult because I don't know. I mean, if I was the oracle and I knew everything, could be, you know. But the thing is when you see your son, is just ask him. I would, you know, what's happened and why, and you know how I can repair it if you want to, like that. So the video is going to cut off in a minute. So is there anything else you want to ask?
No, that's all.
No, okay, all right then. But at least you've got the video to watch through. And some of it you say doesn't resonate with you, but it may be in the future. You know, and like you know, with that man having 2 commitments behind him, and you know, and it could even be you go to Thailand and then you've got to go back home again, and you come back again and he wants to come with you, but I don't know. I mean, Kulwant, if I knew everything, I'd be a multimillionaire, wouldn't I, or a billionaire? Anyway, send you my love. All right then, take care. Bye, darling. You take care. Let me know how you get on. All right then, bye, darling.